Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We will provide material about the nature of thematic learning. Okay, the first material will be presented by me. Next slide, please. One, the nature of integrated thematic learning. According to Abdul Majid, 2014, thematic learning is one of integrated learning models, which is a learning system that supports students both individually and active group and find to discover scientific concept and principle in a holistic, meaningful, and authentic. According to Abdul Majid, thematic learning is a learning that departs from a certain theme at the center of which to understand sample and concept, whether from the field of study concerned and from other fields of study. Based on the description above, it can be said that learning integrated learning both within subject and between subject that use themes to be associated with several subjects so that it can provide a meaningful experience for students. Next slide, please. The next is background of the birth of thematic learning. Prior of concept of thematic learning, the implementation of learning activities in the learning grade in lower grades for each subject was carried out sparingly in the implementation of activities carried out purely on subject, namely only studying competencies under both basic competency related to those subjects. This is considered best level developing children to think holistically and make it difficult students. Therefore, the concept of thematic learning is born, namely learning that is part from the theme by linking several fields of study of subject on the meeting. So this learning will provide a meaningful experience for children. Next slide, please. Okay, next slide. Thematic learning concept. Thematic learning foundation. Philosophical foundation. The philosophical foundation is thematic learning in strongly influenced by three philosophical schools, namely 1, progressive, 2, constructivism, 3, of humanism. Psychological foundation. Psychological foundation in thematic learning are mainly related to psychological of student development and physiology of learning. 3. Juridical foundation. The juridical foundation in thematic learning in UU number 23 of 2002 concerning child protection with stated in every children and its right to receive the educational structure and context and personal development and level intelligence according with his interests and talents. Okay, that's all from me. The next material will be presented. Okay, that's all from me. The next material will be presented by Helda. To Helda, time is yours.
Okay, thanks to moderator. Next slide, please. I will explain about characteristics of thematic integrated learning in elementary school. Next slide. Okay, characteristic of thematic integrated learning in elementary school. The implementation of integrated thematic learning begins with a theme that has been selected or developed by the teacher according to the needs of students. According to Koiria and Wardani 2017. According to Debdiknas in Muklis 2012, thematic learning has the following characteristics. First is learning. Second is providing hands-on experience. Third is the separation of subject is not very clear. Four is presenting concept from various subjects. Five is flexible. And the last is learning outcomes are in accordance with the interest and needs of students. Okay, that's all from me. Thanks. I give it back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you to Helda. The next material will be presented by Jeliana. To Jelly, time is yours.
Okay, thanks to moderator. I'm Jeliana. I will continue to explain about the characteristic of thematic integrated learning in elementary school. Thematic integrated learning approach has the following characteristic. Wulandari 2009. The first one is learner-centered learning. Thematic learning is said to be child-centered learning because basically thematic learning is a learning approach that provides flexibility to students both individually and in group. The second one is provide hands-on experience to children. Thematic integrated learning is programmed to involve students directly in learning that links between concept and principle learned from several subjects. The third is the separation of the folders is not visible or the folders are filled. Thematic integrated learning allows students to understand a learning phenomenon from all sides intact. Four, presenting concepts from various subjects in a learning process so that it is meaningful. Thematic integrated learning attempts a phenomenon from various aspects that form a kind of fabric between knowledge processes by students so that it has an impact on meaningfulness of the material studied by students. The last is learning outcomes can develop according to the interests and needs of children. Learning approach was developed which involves students actively in the learning process by looking at their talents, interests, and abilities. Furthermore, the characteristic of thematic integrated learning, Majid 2014 are the first one is holistic. It is the symptom or event that becomes the center of attention in thematic integrated learning. Observe that studied from several fields of study at once, not from a fragmented point of view. Two, meaningful. The study of a phenomenon from various aspects allows the formation of a kind of link between the schemata out by students, which in turn will have an impact on the meaningfulness of the material being studied. Three, authentic. Thematic integrated learning allows students to directly understand the concept and principles they want to learn. And the last is active. Thematic integrated learning is developed based on an inquiry discovery approach where students are actively involved in the learning process from planning, implementing, to the evaluation process. Okay, that's all from me. I give it back to moderator.
Okay, thank you to Jeliana. The next material will be presented by Anisa. Anisa, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, moderator. I will explain about the purpose of implementing thematic learning in elementary school. Next. Next slide. Next. According to Tarigan, 2013 thematic integrated learning objective are first, it's easy to focus on one particular theme or topic. Second, learn knowledge and develop various subject competencies in the same theme. Third, have a deeper and memorable understanding of the subject matter. Four, develop better language competence by linking various other lessons with students' personal experience. Fifth, more passionate about learning because they can communicate in real situations such as telling stories, asking questions, writing while learning, and other lessons. Six, more feel the benefit and meaning of learning because the material is presented in the context of a clear theme. 7. Teachers can save time because the subjects that are presented in an integrated manner can be prepared at once and give in 2 or 3 meetings or even more for enrichment. 8. Student character and moral can be developed by raising a number of character value according to the situation and condition. Next. The main purpose of thematic learning is to achieve the learning objective that have been set. Thematic learning has been developed so that is several other objectives, namely one, so that it is easy for students to focus on a particular theme because the material is presented in the context of a clear theme. Second, so that students are able to learn knowledge and develop various basic competencies between sections in one theme. Third, so that student understanding of aspect of Islamic religious education is more profound and memorable. 4, so that basic competencies can be developed to be better because they relate various topic or section to personal experience in real situation which are arranged in certain themes. And last, so that Islamic religious education teacher can save time because the thematically present subject can be prepared at once and give in 2 or 3 meetings so that the remaining time can be used for deepening. Okay, that's from me. Back to moderator.
Thank you for Anisa. Okay, that's all from our group. Thank you for the attention. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.